Brock Schott in the community of Leo, I think you coming out with Landon Livingston and some of those guys, it's always good for young people to see those individuals who are achieving what they want to achieve. And because you are in a smaller community, how was it walking around, lack of better words, being a guy? Like everybody knew who Brock Schott was. Obviously you were humble. You weren't like a big boastful guy. But how was it having to handle being a guy in that community?
I mean, you kind of there was always the younger kids that are like looking up to you. You kind of got like hang out with them, like talk to them, like get their confidence up, like help coach them. Like I remember help coaching like a 7th grade practice one time, seeing those kids throughout the hall, like just stopping to them, talking to them, whatever they want to talk about. Like if they want to talk about football or just life in general, it's definitely really important to them and to me especially too.
What makes Brock Schott, obviously this is still true freshman year, and I appreciate that schools and just the whole system allows young people to go to school early, to get experience, 6 months in advance before season starts. But the goal is to play early. What makes Brock Schott special? Like what makes Brock unique? What makes Brock a guy that people need to be aware of, even if it's not now, down the road?
I'll definitely say like mentality and work ethic. Like I'm going to work as hard as I can to get on the field. I'm going to do whatever I can, like whatever it takes to get out there and make a play, make my name known. Like I'm going to do whatever it takes.
Just going back and just evaluating you and reflecting on the years that you've been training, you've never been a complainer. You've never been one who that's somebody else's fault, never made excuses, just worked. How have you been able to trust the process so much, so well at such a young age?
I would say just like you definitely got to trust God's plan for you and just put your head down and work was like my mentality. Like complaining is not going to get you anywhere. Like blaming other people is not going to get you anywhere. Like hold yourself accountable. Like put your head down and just work and get through it.
Last year we went to Florida and Tampa, and obviously we were at a retreat, but you also got to work with Anthony Torres, who's currently with the Rams. How was that experience with you working with, and because you're completely two different tight ends. I think Ant's like 6'6", 265, and then you're like 6'3", 6'4"-ish, around what you about 245 right now?
240, 245.
240. What did you go into high school? Going to college.
I was like 225, 230.
225, so you still 15. Put on weight.
Yeah.
What was it like working with Anthony?
It was definitely really, like, I never really worked out with I'm always working out with receivers, so being able to work out with a tight end and kind of see how he's moving and how he handled his college career. Like I remember watching some of his highlights and being able to see him go to the Rams and coming in here and working out still, it was definitely really, really cool to me.
What is the one thing that, if you can achieve in your college career, what is the one thing that you would be most proud of if you can achieve it in these next 3, 4, 5 years?
I would definitely say bringing a national championship and an ACC championship to Miami. I mean, they haven't won an ACC championship ever, and they haven't won a national championship in about 25 years or something. So just be able to win a championship for them would definitely be really special.
Talk to us a little bit about your faith. Obviously, you are faith-driven, and you're subtle with it. You'll see you post, quotes or scriptures and whatnot. But talk to us about your faith, because I think that faith is critical just for people in general.
Yeah.
And I think that's been a strong foundational principle or key in your life. Talk to us about how that's helped you throughout this process as well.
I mean, it's definitely helped. You just kind of, they always say, trust God's plan, what he has in store for you. I mean, being able to come from the Christian home and then come in here this is a really Christian culture, and especially at Leo too. We pray before games. Always being surrounded by other people that are faith driven is definitely really important. Just kind of keep the faith around you, keep it always at the front of your mind. Just keep pushing and just follow God's path. It's definitely just one of the biggest things in my career.
And I know you obviously trust God's plan. Talk to us a little bit about how do you trust God's plan for you? Because it's easier said than done. Because we can throw scriptures out, we can recite them and whatnot, but to actually follow them and try to live them, how have you been able to trust God's plan? What is the application process? What are maybe some exercises because there's a lot of faith-driven athletes that maybe want to get closer, are working towards that process, but then there's also some who are they don't understand how that can play a huge role in their athletic career.
you gotta obviously put the work in. You gotta like put your head down and work, and like whatever happens, like happens. Like you get injured, like you just kind of gotta trust like God. Like you're gonna come back stronger and better than ever. Like I remember I had my hip had to get surgery on it, so that's just part of God's plan. Just like you gotta kind of like a minor setback for a major comeback mentality. Like anything that happens, like you can't get mad about it. You can't throw a fit about it. Be negative. Like you just gotta trust that it's just part of the process, and you just gotta keep pushing through it.
So, as you pastor, preacher in the future?
Nah, I couldn't do all that public speaking now.
So, what is a moment in your career where you had to really show forth, show forth your character? Like, what moments really stand out to you?
I would say our junior year, and it was a sectional game against East Noble. It was a really close game. Like I think it might have been a tie game or something at halftime. Like this was like an intense game. It's kind of like being able to like be an encourager for the team. Like really become like that. I remember that was a night. Like I kind of like really became like a leader for the team. I feel like kind of realized like I got to step up. Like get this team ready to go. Like we need to win this game.
And you end up winning.
Yeah.
Semi-state, and you played against at that time. Well, semi-state, you guys went against Northwood.
Yeah.
At the time, that was Nitro, who played. How did that? What was the score of that game? What?
I think it was 44 to 33 or 34, something like that.
How was it? I know you were a junior. Caden was a senior. How was it for you at that moment, being so close and falling short? And I think that was Dorfler's first or second year?
Second year.
It was his second year. So he came in from Northrop, from a program that was okay. And then he helped to lead you guys to a semi-state and did really well in that. How was it falling short? Obviously, nobody likes to lose, but how did you handle that?
It definitely stung a lot. I mean, you really always feel for the seniors. Like every time you lose, like, a lot of those guys, like that's the last time like they're gonna wear a helmet and step on the field. So you really feel for them. But I mean, even though it was really sad and more for them, like we had a lot to be proud of that season. Obviously, like sectional championship, regional championship, and conference championship. Like, I mean, there's definitely a lot to be proud of that season. I mean, obviously falling short definitely sucked, but I mean, there's a lot to look back and be proud of. It was a really good season.
Was Dad a coach? Or no, Dad wasn't a coach.
He coached like younger, like middle school, like cup football, stuff like that.
Were you playing when he was a coach before him?
Yeah.
How was it being the son of a coach? How was that?
I mean, it's definitely different than like just having like another, like, especially when you're like younger, just having like another kid's like dad come in. Like when your dad's the coach, like like he's gonna be on you, like he's like he knows what you're doing at practice, like you can't be slacking off. So him being there definitely like helped kind of create like a mentality like I can't be slacking, I can't fall short. Like you definitely got to work really hard.
How did you handle Trent? How did you handle Trent? Because Mr. Schott was a necessary person. Obviously, he's your dad, but the way he approached this whole process, I mean, he was a huge advocate of you.
Yeah.
But he also was very making sure that you were doing everything you could. At what point in time, or how did that make you feel? Because most children at some point get resentful of their dad or a parent or a guardian because they're on them so much. How did that make you feel to have a father who was just making sure that you were doing everything you can, but then also at what point in time did you just kind of accept it and just say, it is what it is, and just kind of just went along with it?
Yeah, I mean, definitely once like high school came around, stuff like that. I mean, like middle school, I remember he helped coach us in middle school. Like we'd watch some film of the games, and like he'd always be like on me, like you kind of like get annoyed at them, like you're kind of just like, all right, like let me live a little bit, and then like you kind of get irritated with them. But him being there definitely was really helpful. Like even like this week I come back, like we went to the field, like he helped me with some block and drill, stuff like that. Like he's always like offering to like go take me somewhere, like get in some extra work. So he was definitely like a huge role in my life so far.
What position did Dad play in high school? I mean college.
He was a offensive lineman.
Offensive line. So Dad in his prime, Brock in his prime. You haven't got there yet, but Brock lining up against Dad when he's in his prime. Talk us through how that. What does that even look like? Like, does he pancake you?
No.
I mean, is it close? Is it competitive?
I feel like if I'm at the end and he's pass blocking, I feel like, I mean, I know my legs are stronger than his. I mean, I feel like I could just either beat him with speed because I know I'm faster, or I'll just bull rush him back. I mean,
10 out of 10. How many times is Brock Schott winning?
At least 8.
At least 8.
Yeah.
Okay, not even close.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Well, Trent, there you go. I mean, I think he'd probably have something else to say about that.